Section 2-3, writing equations of lines. So first off, our first equation we're going to deal with is the point-slope form. So remember from the last two sections we've done, if there is a subscript with your x and y, that's just going to be an ordered pair. So when you have your ordered pair, we are substituting in your y value here, x value here. And from our last section, section 2, m is our slope. So we're going to use this equation to write equations of line that pass through some points. So first off, notice it's called point slope. That's because we need a point, we need a slope. Alright, so now we want to write the equation that goes to these 2 points. First thing we don't have a slope. So let's go ahead and figure out the slope between these 2 points using our formula from yesterday. Now, we want the equation of the line passing through these 2 points. So we'll use our formula, or the form from above, y minus, and it doesn't matter which point you pick. So I'm just going to pick the first one for now. And then you'd have minus negative, so change it to positive. Or, if we use the other ordered pair, we would also have y plus 9 equals negative 15, x plus 3. Either one works. Now we're going to move on to the other main form we're going to use, which is slope-intercept form. Your m is still your slope. However, your b is your y-intercept. Notice it's called slope-intercept. That's because we need our slope and our y-intercept. So now we're going to write an equation, and we want our end answer in slope-intercept form that goes through these 2 points. Also notice up here, the key thing with this form is your y value, or your y is alone. That's the key for slope-intercept, to remember how to get to that point. So once again, we need our slope. So we get that our slope is 1. And now, once again, it doesn't matter which point you pick, but notice now we've got our slope and a point, so we'll use our point-slope form. But we want to end up in our slope-intercept, meaning we have to get our y by itself. So we'll distribute this 1, and then we'll add the 1 over. Now notice that's in our slope-intercept form. If you wanted to use this second ordered pair over here, you would end up with the same thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you so that it doesn't matter which one you pick. Notice these are the same, and that's because it doesn't matter which ordered pair you pick. Doesn't matter. So now we're going to actually use this to graph a line. So starting with our equation, we have to first get this into slope-intercept form. So once again, that means we have to get our y by itself. So let's subtract over our 3x. And I'm going to write this 3x first, because if you remember, we need it to be y equals mx plus b. So that x should be first. We still need y by itself, so we'll divide everything by negative 5. For our x's, those negatives will cancel, so we're left with 3/5 x. And then 10 divided by negative 5 is negative 2. And then remember, this is our y-intercept, And thinking back to when we graphed by intercepts, that's going to be our starting point. It's where it crosses the y-axis, so right there. And then this is our slope. This is our rise over run. This tells us where to go. So from this green dot, we're going to go up 3, so 1, 2, 3, and over 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to connect these 2 points. And there's the graph of our line. So it's really easy to graph a line using slope and y-intercept. The key thing is just get it to this form, and then you've got your pieces. So we're going to find the equation of the line through this point, parallel and perpendicular to that equation at the end. So first off, for this equation, we need to remember that our slope is 3. And now for parallel, remember we use the same slope, and now we've got a point and a slope, so we'll use our point-slope formula. So there's the equation of the line parallel. And now for perpendicular, you use opposite reciprocal. So we'll still have our y plus 1. This time, remember this was over 1, so we flip it and make it negative. Distribute that negative 1/3. Notice the negative times the negative is a positive. Subtract 1. 2/3 minus 1. If you've got 2/3 of a pie, you take away a whole pie. You're down 1/3, so negative 1/3. General form is the way that equations are typically written. And the key things here are a, b, and c need to be integers, which means there's no fractions. And then this leading coefficient needs to be positive. And we're more worried about, given equations in this form, how we can deal with them. So first off, are these two equations, are the lines going to be parallel? So this second one's already easy. We know our slope is negative 4/3. Now we just have to figure out what the slope of the first one is. Easiest way to do this, get y by itself, because then we'll have it in y equals mx plus b, and our slope's right there. So we'll start by subtracting over our 4x. And then we've got to divide everything by 3. And those are the same. So yes, they are parallel.